Hi, I'm Nicolai Solling. I'm the Chief Technology Officer at Help AG Middle East. Help AG is one of the largest cybersecurity partners here in the region. We are the cybersecurity arm of Etisalat Digital, and we are also extremely pleased to, of course, be a very large partner of Vectra, where we've been working with the technology for a number of years, taking machine learning and AI-powered security to the market here.
Hi, my name is Ammar Enaya. I am the Regional Director for Vectra in the Middle East and Turkey region. And we help organizations to look at threats at real time so that they can stop the breach before it hurts them. We partner with key partners in the region such as Help AG to provide managed detection and response centers for the customers. First of all, we're all super excited to be networking again with our customers and partners. It's been 2 years lockdown. And this year in GITEX, we are focusing mostly about using artificial intelligence to automate threat detection to real time. That's our major focus. Now, part of that, of course, is to help organizations look for threats into their premises, help organizations look for threats in the office, 365 space, and at the same time help organizations build an ecosystem where the SOC is not only the NDR, where Vectra is, network data response, but also the NDR will cooperate with other cybersecurity products to automate the response and retention of forensic. As you know, threats have been since the 70s in the world, and you're supposed to prevent threats by having a good EDR or a good antivirus and by a good firewall as well. At the same time, you need to deploy some sort of intrusion detection to look for threats. Unfortunately, in the last decade, threats are becoming more and more zero-day attacks where you cannot see them with a legacy threat detection system. That's why the introduction of AI became very important. Solutions like Vectra NDR is using artificial intelligence to also look for zero-day attacks, and more importantly are the ransomware. As you know, the ransomware nowadays are becoming a way to make unclean money for some hackers, unfortunately. So Vectra is using the artificial intelligence and the automation to help expose them ransomware in a near real-time way to the customers so that we stop them before they do harm.
Just to highlight why AI and machine learning is so interesting in the setting of cybersecurity, and that is because, and also why we utilize Vectra in our portfolio and also in our services that we deliver in our managed security services. It's because today it is extremely difficult to create full coverage for all types of attacks. Also because a lot of the attacks are unknown, and that's why it's very difficult to just use normal signatures to identify threats, whether that's signatures on your network or whether it's signatures on your endpoints or whatever it is. The key thing to understand is that any attacker has a certain set of behaviors that they will apply once they're inside of the infrastructure, and that's where machine learning can be extremely efficient to kind of differentiating what's good behavior in the infrastructure and what's bad behavior in the infrastructure, which makes it much more efficient to deploy a solution like this than adding other technologies in the infrastructure. There's a number of ways that we do that. So first of all, as I mentioned briefly, we are a proud reseller of Vectra's technology. And we utilize Vectra's technology when we talk to customers about AI and machine learning powered cybersecurity. That's one element, but probably the more interesting element from our perspective is that we utilize Vectra as one of the technology components in our managed security services. Even though the customer may not know that under the hood it's Vectra that's making detections for them, some of the technology that we will deploy on customer environments when we deliver our managed security services is technology like Vectra.
So we have two sets of partners in the world. One set of partners, they resell Vectra, so they add us as one of the SOC components or one of the, I would say, security roadmap or puzzle for the customer. And at the end of the project, they hand over, they knowledge transfer, and they train. And we have another set of partners who do the managed services. And in the managed services, the partner himself, he buys and augments Vectra into his SOC solution, and he provides an eye for the customers ahead of the customer themselves. So they're like the early alert system. And this is where Help AG is mastering. So Help AG is mastering both for us. So they resell, and at the same time they augment our solution to provide a first eye or a first detection alert to the customers in case they're attacked. To be a superior MSS partner, you need to be first knowledgeable about SOC and about technology of SOC. At the same time, you need to have the manpower to manage the SOC, so that these SOC engineers will be looking for threats on behalf of the customer, and that needs a lot of experience, a lot of knowledge and know-how. And again, we value the partnership we have with Help AG because they're mastering both types of reseller for us here. Usually, I tell customers that detection is as important as prevention. It's good to build your perimeters. It's good to build a prevention solution. That's something fantastic. But without a proper detection, especially what Nicolai mentioned as an AI or a machine learning type of detection system that can find the knowns and the unknowns, the signature based and the behavioral base. You need to build those. Don't underestimate them, because hackers are very professional now. Ransomware can enter the organization through a legitimate way, and once he lands on the organization, those ransomware and those hackers, if you don't have a way to detect them in real time, they can cause damage, and that's the security gap that Vectra can do.
Attackers, they have become much more professional in the last couple of years. I also think that defenders like Help AG have also become much more professional in the last years. The problem is that if you look at cybersecurity today, it's a very asymmetric type of situation, because me as a defender, I need to be ready and right every single time, where an attacker only needs to be lucky once. Personally, I believe that AI and machine learning is some of the technologies that allows us to actually regain a little bit of that battlefield. And that's why I think anyone who is evaluating technology today, even if they're evaluating Vectra or something else, should look into how is AI and machine learning utilized in order to make better and cleverer decisions on their platforms.